Because Chris and I have been in such a successful relationship for the last 14 years, we get asked all the time, what are your secrets to being a power couple? And so we cover that on an episode of the Elevated Life Live series where we film video for our YouTube. And in this podcast, you're going to be able to tune into that wisdom. So stick around and we'll share our secrets on how to become a power couple. Hey, we're Britt and Chris Carmichael, and you're listening to the Elevated Life Podcast. Throughout the 13 years we've been together, we've never ceased in our endless quest to better ourselves.
We've studied top experts, philosophers, and gurus. After years of personal self-experimentation, we found the tools for shifting your beliefs, moving through fears, and developing a positive mindset.
If you're ready for a breakthrough, then you're in the right place because we're here to empower you to take control of your life with simple mindset shifts that create radical transformation.
We'll be diving into topics like personal growth, health, philosophy, spirituality, relationships, success, and mindfulness.
So create some space for yourself and get comfy. It's time to become the badass you were born to be.
Looking to improve your relationship? If so, then you're going to want to stick around for this video because we're going to share 4 secrets of power couples. I'm Britt, and this is Chris Carmichael, and we are the founders of the Elevated Life series, where we teach you simple mindset shifts to create radical transformation in your life. And you know, Chris and I are about to celebrate 13 years of being together. And over the 13 years, we've come up with 4 easy, simple things that if you're lacking these in your relationship, you're never going to reach that power couple status, or you're never going to have the same aligned goals and dreams. You're never going to move all the way to those future visions if you're not on the same page together. And I am so excited to join you for this one, and I know you are too.
Yeah, this is an amazing topic because one of the key central things in our lives and how our happiness goes and what we end up accomplishing and how we feel each day is the person that we wake up next to. And being inside of an amazing relationship and being a part of that is something that delivers so much happiness and so much just goodness, and allows you really to reach for that potential because you have that person believing in you, and you're just in a space where you can realize that love is very much possible, even if you couldn't see it from your parents or you haven't witnessed that before. That having that love relationship is so central to just being able to take advantage of all the wonderful things that we have in this experience.
Yeah, Chris always says that true love is investing in another's spiritual growth. And so we're going to share 4 ways on if you're with a partner. This is, obviously you can't be a power couple if you're not a couple. So we've done other talks on how to attract your perfect soulmate if you're someone who is single right now. But this is for those that are in a relationship and they want to take it to the next level. Before we dive into these 4 secrets, I just want to take a moment to say hello to everyone who's live watching. Thank you so much for being here. Let us know where you're watching from. Hey, Anne, Elizabeth, Miss P. It's so good to see each and every one of you here every Friday for the Elevated Life.
Yeah, so let's start by the first one.
The first one I feel like I should start with because this is definitely my strong suit.
Go for it.
Brutal fucking honesty. If you're lying to yourself, you're lying to your partner. And if you can't show up 100% authentically in your relationship, you're never going to show up authentically in life, right? But specifically, we're talking about relationships. Brutal honesty comes up because if you're going to marry this person, if you're going to say, I'm ready to commit life to you, but you're afraid to talk about those fears of the past, or you're afraid to bring up the sexual abuse that happened in your childhood, or you're afraid to say that you feel like a slut while you're having sex. All of these are things we've talked about, people, okay? I'm okay with being honest and vulnerable and sharing the truth because the truth will set you free. So brutal honesty is the first step in becoming a power couple because you can't share secrets with someone you're going to do life with if you want to do it all the way.
Yeah, this part is so important. And I think that it is the foundation of any great relationship, besides the idea of 100% commitment. All great power couples are committed to that relationship. They're not out searching for the people. People say, well, why didn't you cheat? Why didn't these things happen? Why? Well, because I'm not looking for it. That's not something I'm searching for. I'm not looking for love in another person. And I'm not looking for another person to make me whole. Being in a fantastic relationship means that the two of you shine together. It doesn't mean that you complete each other, that we're all complete, as individuals. And so
say that again. We are all complete. I want you to say, I am complete. I don't need no man, no woman, no transgender, no whatever, no mama, no daddy. I don't need nobody. Because I've gotten harassed for saying partner as a male. Whatever, whoever you partner with, you don't need them. You just need to know that you are whole and they are a contribution to the, I don't know, the expansion of you as a whole.
Which can be amazing, because a lot of times we live in our own narrow, tunnel visioned game of life. And having a great partner really means that they're going to show you and introduce you to I mean, last night we went to a cake decorating class.
I took him to cake decorating.
Yeah.
And the rainbow house. He's like ballless this week.
It's so true. But the reality is that it opens your field of vision. Like, so often we just get so bogged down in just what we're doing or just what we think or just what our ideas are, and having another person who will take you onto experiences that you would probably never say yes to.
And the Tarot, you would have never gotten into Tarot and
a ton of stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a ton
so many
of
things.
Foods, experiences, travel places, all that I would have never said yes to. But in the same respect, there's so many things that I've offered to Britt that she would have never said yes to. And so it's so important to have a person in your life that you trust. And that's what the honesty part comes in. The brutal honesty is about developing extreme trust, because you're never going to feel like you're on the same team. You're never going to feel like you're really kicking ass if you can't be yourself in front of that person. It ought to be the deal where you walk into that door and you can just basically unclothe yourself, metaphorically, and expose yourself. Say, hey, this is who I really am. This is stuff that I've gone through. These are the hurts and the pains that I live with. We can grow together. And it's that growth together thing that makes it so amazing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So where are you lacking honesty in your relationship? Is it about how you feel about yourself? You know, something I came up to Chris many years ago. I was like, I feel this way about myself. He's like, what are you talking about? He had no idea I was feeling that way. So is there an area that you've been lacking in being brutally honest in your relationship? Whether it's how you feel, whether it's an expectation or whatever it may be, is there an area where you could speak more truth, not only to yourself about the relationship? I do a lot of personal tarot readings for women who can't even tell me the truth. And so they're not telling themselves the truth. They're not telling their partner the truth. And that's the best thing about getting a reading with the psychic, is we can see through the bullshit and help you find that truth. And every time I shine light on truth for my clients, it's like this, oh my God, I can't believe I've been avoiding that for so long. So if there's something you've been avoiding, neglecting, or pushing to the side, this is the time to bring it up and to be honest with yourself and with your partner.
Boom.
Yeah.
The second thing, and this is huge because a lot of people miss this one, but it's prioritized intimacy. It means making intimacy a constant part of an everyday practice. And I'm not just talking about getting in bed and, doing the wild thing. That's not what I'm saying. Intimacy is not just what you do in the bedroom. Intimacy is the way you talk about them. Intimacy is the way you think about them. Intimacy is the way you speak to them about others.
The way you listen to them.
Yes, it's so much deeper than a physical thing. Intimacy is something that you build on over years. And if you're doing it correctly, it builds and builds and gets better and better. And so if you really want to take your relationship, because, we can have sex with anybody, but intimacy is very difficult because, again, it's that same vulnerability. If you've noticed that the first two things so far is a vulnerable state. It's coming in saying like, I love you. I'm here for you. I care about you. I notice your needs. I am listening to you. And it's so intimate. So get to a place where you're picturing that person in your head in a specific way, and then greet them in that same way. Don't walk in the door with all your troubles and unload it every single time you come home. Come in, walk through that door and say, hey, let me hear about your day. I care about you. You matter. That is true intimacy. Make meals together. Go on walks together. Like, that was the huge changer in our relationship. We started going on hour-long walks. You just sit out there and talk to each other. It builds so much intimacy, and you connect at such a deeper level. And people wonder, like, how are you guys able to do this? It's so simple.
We're on the same team.
Same team.
Yeah. Okay. The third thing to do is to vocalize your expectations and your preferences. Literally, when I first moved in with Chris in the first month, I knew he was the one. I just bold like that. I moved in with Chris, and one of the first things he ever said to me was, please put the toilet lid down. I'm like, huh? Like, what are you talking about? He's like, I can't stand when the toilet lid is left up. Can you please continue to put it down? And it took time because it wasn't a habit for me. And eventually I started putting the toilet lid down. And it was something so simple, but that started off our relationship. I knew his preference. His preference is to put the toilet lid down. So if you come into our home, put the toilet lid down, okay? And that is an issue, man. We have people come over all the time and they'll go into our guest bathroom and leave the toilet lit up,
And the cat's in there.
which is
swimming
important because our cat jumps on the toilet to get onto the counter, and sometimes he jumps into the toilet if someone's left it up. So there's reasons behind it, right? And we all have reasons for our expectations, but if they're unexpressed, then you're going to be disappointed every single time. And it's not because your partner doesn't care or want to cater to you, but it's because they don't know and they're not aware.
Yeah, Britt really loves gifts, right? And I've never really.
I'll send you my address. My birthday's coming up.
Loves gifts. It's 100% her love language. She loves receiving and loves giving gifts a ton. But I was not a big gift giver. I don't even know if I've ever bought anyone anything before I met Britt. And so holidays would come by and like Valentine's would just roll by, and Britt's kind of standing there on the short end of the stick being like,
WTF.
Hey, upset, right? But because I didn't know that was an expectation or that she really loved that or that was meaningful to her, I didn't do it. But when she came and said, hey, like, I'd love to get some flowers or a card or just something.
We're in the physical world, man. Give me some physical shit.
And it really, and again, and just like she said, if you express it to your partner, not in an angry way, why don't you give me this? You're not thinking about me, you're an ass.
You're not going to get it that way.
It's not that, because I'm not doing it. I didn't do it neglectfully. It wasn't that I wasn't thinking about her. It wasn't that I didn't care. It's just I didn't know. And so, especially if you're dealing with a guy, I guarantee you he does not know.
They're not
100%. No, we're not. We are not good at that. So if you want something from your partner, you're going to have to literally say it out loud, and don't beat around the bush. You cannot play games with these kind of things. You can't just expect your partner to know exactly what you need at every single moment. Even after a ton of years, it's not going to be the case. And so always be telling them, hey, I really need this in my life. I really just need to sit down and talk for 10 minutes. I really just need to go on a drive. Let's go to a fancy restaurant tonight. Let's dress up and go out. That's totally fine, but you have to say it. If you're mad at somebody for something they're not doing and you didn't tell them that you would really like for them to do that, it's on you. That whole part is your fault. Yeah. And so you have to come into your relationship being honest, get the intimacy part right, and then tell them, what is it that would really light you up? Say, hey, if we did these things more often, if we did this once a month or once every couple of weeks, I would love it. It would make our relationship boom for me. And so that's what you want to be doing. Make sure you're expressing yourself. Let them know what it is that you need. We are not everybody is a mind reader.
Some of us are. Here's the other thing about the expectations. If you're not putting it out there, you're never going to get what you want. So here's what I like to do when I'm expecting something and I haven't vocalized it. I give it to Chris. If I want to go on a fancy date night, or if I want a gift, or if I want dinner made or whatever, I take the initiative and go ahead and give it to him, because law of reciprocity says what you give, you get. And it may not be back from him, but it may come from another way. So when I'm feeling like I need something, then I go ahead and offer that to someone else, because needing something is out of desperation, and that always pushes away what it is you're actually seeking. So I like to give. The other expectation and preference that I have is when I'm on my lady time, Chris cooks dinner for 3 nights in a row, because I need that extra help and that extra support, especially if I'm working in the salon for a long day. So it's really important. Like, there's cycles in your life and your energy, and sometimes Chris's energy is up and sometimes my energy is low. And during those times, we like to balance it out. Another preference is he does the laundry and I fold and hang them all, because he takes them forever, you know? So we found, like, what are those preferences? Like, he does the dishes and I cook the food, like what, or vice versa, depending on if it's the lady time. Like, can you divvy up your chores and preferences so it makes it easier for each of you? Yeah.
And here's a pro tip, whether you're a guy or a female, if you have a female partner, track her lady time. I mean, this is one of the best things that Britt doesn't track her stuff. I do, because I want to anticipate, not when if she's going to be moody or anything like that.
Don't lie.
That's because a lot of times that's not about me. That's about what she's going through. Mm-hmm. And so as a guy, I want to recognize, when is she going to have that downtime so that I can be extra supportive, you know, and just for a few days, I'm taking off of what my normal stuff is and just catering to her. It's a few days a month. It's not a big deal. And you're not having to do it the whole week. Those first 3 days.
Those few days could be awful, or they could be loving,
yeah, and
intimate.
So I hear so many people complain about, oh, she's on the rag again. You know, you hear this kind of terms, and it's just like, mean, this is your time to show up. This is not the time to run away. And when your lady's down, you don't go, hey, let me just kick her. Let me just kick some of that dirt in her face while she's down. No, you pick her up and say, hey, what is it that you need? You can be a little more sensitive during those times. You can just sit there and listen. She doesn't need you to solve the problem. She just needs you to hear them.
Especially if you know you're crazy in that time, I'll just cry, I'm so crazy right now. And he just lets me do my thing. He doesn't judge me. He doesn't try to like, this is my fault and blah, blah, blah. But we did realize in the beginning, he would take that moon time as a personal like punch to him, but really he had no idea that I was going through hormonal shifts and changes, and it had nothing to do with him. So get on the same page. It's all about delivery. True that, and communication. So let me just tune into all these comments. Missy P says, "Oh, Britt, you're so brilliantly made, and both of you are beautifully matched." Oh, thank you. We literally even share the same life path, number 11. So we are twin flames, no doubt about it. I mean, can you tell the eyeballs? Like
that's true.
We're twins. The blood book just came out. Check it out. A woman's cycle is everything. Ooh, I love that.
See,
love
that's
that.
something that as a guy I would read. Because it matters. It's going to affect my life. It's going to be something that comes up every single month. This is important. A lot of guys miss out on this stuff. And doing this helps so much.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I'm just going to catch up. Y'all are just making my morning. This is so perfect. Gosh. Totally resonating. Yay. I'm so excited. All right. Before we dive into the biggest, most important thing on how to become a power couple, I want to know, are there any questions that are coming up for you? Are you having aha moments where you're like, oh, I've been sitting down on the job in this relationship. If I want to take it to the next level, then I have to contribute as well. Is there an expectation that needs to be vocalized or a preference that needs to be shared? Is there some truth that needs to be spoken in a beautifully delivered way, right? Like it is all about delivery. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, so I take the dog out in the morning, right? And when I come inside, I automatically announce, I'm home, baby, I'm home. Yeah. I've only been gone for like 5 minutes, but it's that delivery. It's coming out and saying it and be like, hey, I'm excited to see you. Run down the hallway. Bro, what's up? It's so much the way you inflect your voice and the energy that you give things is the response that you'll get from people. So if you want to raise people's vibration up, if you want to get them more excited about life, if you want to get your partner more excited about relationship,
join the elevator life.
True that. You're going to have to be the one that delivers the joy. You cannot wait on them. If you're waiting on anyone to do all the stuff that you know you need to do, you're waiting too long. Just like if you're waiting on someone to live your dream for you, like it's your dream. If you want your life to improve, you're going to be the one to have to step up and really play the game.
So true. All right. The fourth secret of power couple. Right, yeah, this is the power secret. Align your futures together. So many couples get into a relationship and one is going one way and one has a vision for their life. And when I've asked so many women in tarot readings when they book a private session with me, do you see him in your future? And anytime a woman pauses for more than 2 seconds, I know the answer is no. And I can't tell you how many women I've asked, do you see him in your future? And they don't see him. And that's a really important aspect to recognize, that if you don't see your partner in your future, if you don't see your businesses complementing each other or supporting each other, if you don't see if you don't see the future together and how you're going to intertwine and make all of it happen, your dreams plus his dreams plus your together dreams, right? And the individual dreams, all of it, right? If you don't align your future with your partner, you will not go far together.
It is.
Been married 62 years.
Congratulations.
You're totally right. Holy smokes. That's amazing. Congratulations. It reminds me so much of my grandparents. You know, Chris had a very rough childhood. Would you have 5 stepmoms? 4 stepmoms?
Yeah.
She 4 or 5 stepmoms, thought that love and marriage was not an option. And he met my grandparents. My grandparents have been together 60 something years, just like you guys. And he said it was in that moment he realized that love was possible, that you could have a loving partnership and friendship that lasts the length of your lifetime. And that was the moment he decided to shift and realize that it was possible. Although he came from a background that didn't seem like love was possible, he later realized by seeing a beautiful, shining example that it is. And well, I'm so thankful that you opened your little heart and let me in, and that my grandparents have, been such a great shining example for love in our life. That also gets me to think, like, do you have a power couple example in your life? Do you have your parents or your grandparents or a friend or something like that have been together, they're best friends, they're like in business together, they're doing all the things together, and you wonder, like, how the hell are they doing that? Like, surround yourself with those people and figure out, like, what are you guys doing differently? I mean, secret number one, when you get home, come in and be like, I'm home, and like bring the joy, bring the excitement. That will help to keep it buzzing and alive.
I mean, think about that. Let's say you're sitting inside and your partner comes home and the first thing they do is slam the door and they go, ugh, horrible day. That night's going to be a different kind of night. So you want to come in, even if your day was just it just sucked, right? And because days are going to be like that. But don't bring that on your relationship. Don't let that infuse the rest of your life. Come in, you can talk about it, but start the day off amazing. Start that evening off just kicking ass, so you both feel like you're on this high. And in that space, you can then start to talk. You can then start to open up a dialogue. But the second someone comes in and is furious and angry and screaming and shouting, this is going to be a tough night, no matter what you do.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Love conquers all. Yes, it does.
So
Meg. Oh my gosh. I'm giving a quick shout out to Meg. I'm so excited to be working with another hairdresser. It's so cool to bring on coaching clients that are in the same passion and industry that I'm in. So I'm so excited to get started with you, Meg, on Monday. Oh my gosh. So pumped. Any thoughts, questions, ideas coming up? Anne says you guys should do a reality show vlog, the Carmichael Show.
Oh my gosh. That would be awesome.
Two things. One, last night I asked Chris, like, should we start filming more videos for YouTube, like, that are different than our live videos? The answer has been yes for 2 years, but we just haven't made it a priority. The other thing is, we went to go see a psychic many, many years ago, and she told us, you two are going to have a reality TV show. And I just assumed that The Elevated Life, just like, Marie TV, like, that's her reality show, and it's just a YouTube channel or videos like this. I just kind of assumed, like, The Elevated Life is our reality show. For the last 3 years, we've come on here every week sharing our life, our stories, our struggles, our triumphs, and we've even created the membership club for you to take those lessons deeper. So I feel like this is cooler than a reality show. But if someone wants to come pick us up, make some shit happen, we've got a message to spread and wisdom to share. My own grandparents, my in-laws, and my grandpa's brothers and sisters, long-lasting marriages.
Incredible.
They're all so cute and still living silly, funny lives.
No, it's so true.
I love it.
One of the best things in a relationship is having just deep humor. If you can laugh at each other, I mean, the amount of knucklehead stuff that you do over the years when you're with them, you just do dumb stuff. You just make weird mistakes. But if you can be playful and laugh about it and just enjoy it together, because life's crazy.
Just fuck around,
and
man.
If you can have that playful attitude, it makes the hard times so much easier, because you can get through them. You realize, like, you really can't persevere. I mean, hell, you're here now. You've persevered through whatever struggles you've been through. But if you can laugh at them for a moment, you can be like, man, there's just crazy stuff going on. You can really start to enjoy your life and get to a place where you're like, this kicks ass. And the things are simple, but it's going to take a lot of vulnerability, and it's going to take simple, consistent action. It's not about showing up once. And, I heard a thing a long time ago that women use the point system. I don't know if it's totally true. But it's not that you're going to do one big action one time and then suddenly the person is in love with you forever. It's going to be that daily, consistent action. Do you hold their hand? Are you that listening ear? Do you drive them? Do you pamper them? Do you open that door for them? Do you do those kind of things that maybe they need? Maybe they haven't been shown before. And it's so important to figure out with your partner. And if you're the person, if maybe they're not vocalizing their expectations, ask them. Tell them, hey, what could I do that would make this like way better for you? Like, how can we have a great Friday night? What do you need on Sunday? What do you need after work? What do you need before? Start asking those kind of questions. You get deep insight. It's stuff you never thought of before. The easiest way to figure out what people need is to ask them. I know that sounds so simple, but so few of us, we forget to do that because, again, we're stuck a lot of times in our own head. So find out what your partner needs and give it to them mercilessly. Give it to them until they're so full, they're bursting. And so when they go out and they talk about their relationship and the person they're talking to is like, oh, my husband or my girlfriend or whatever, and this and that, they're thinking inside like, well, that's not my relationship. I'm glad we've actually talked about it because now we can move forward.
Oh, your sister's here. Hey, Brandy.
Hey.
What? Okay. Any questions or aha moments that have come up during these 4 secrets of power couples? Brutal honesty. Prioritize intimacy, vocalize your expectations and preferences, and align your futures together. These are the 4 secrets and building blocks of creating a very powerful, long-lasting, strong relationship. And if you know someone or your partner needs this message, please tag them in the comments below, share the video, and spread the good vibes. We appreciate all of your love and support. You know, it is a new moon in Libra. And guess what Libra means? My birthday's coming up. But other than that, it means that beauty abounds. Relationships are the focal point of this upcoming month. Libra is all about creating harmonious relationships and balancing out our energy. So if there is a relationship in your life right now that feels a little unbalanced, it's time for you to focus your energy on that or walk away so that you can recalibrate without the baggage of the past. So use this month to redecorate your space, to bring more beauty into your life, to surround yourself. You know, it's a social sign. So surround yourself with your closest friends and bring that intimacy into your relationship if you have a partner. And if you don't have a partner, bring the intimacy into the relationship with yourself, man. Get yourself a little toy and, you know, like, we don't need anyone to complete us. Like we said in the beginning, I am complete. We don't need nobody to finish that other part of us, right? We come complete to the circle. And then when two complete beings come together, that's when you have a whole of a relationship. It's not when half of a person shows up to a relationship and says, can you fill the other half of me? Because they have their half to fill. So stop putting that responsibility on other people and show up and give love with all of your heart. And if you are lacking in this area, then this is your opportunity to give that to yourself or give it to your partner. What you've been wanting, you know, give it to your partner. If you want more intimate time, if you want more attention, if you want, you know, more listening or anything like that, start giving it to your partner, and you'll be surprised that they want to give it back to you and they won't resent you for it. All right. Any questions? I'm a Leo and Libra rising. I love that. What a fun combination, Leo and Libra. I like that. Thank you, beautiful souls. I so appreciate all the love and light shared. Absolutely. It's so fun to be able to inspire and educate you guys about all topics in life. There's not a topic we won't cover here on the Elevated Life. So if there's something specific you'd like us to cover, if you have a burning question, leave it in the comments below or shoot us a private message and we'll be sure to cover that topic next week on the Elevated Life series at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And if you're someone who's struggling with creativity, this is your opportunity. We're going to be talking about that next Friday on flow states and getting into your creative juices and how you can use that to propel your path and your soul mission. Inside the Elevated Life Membership Club, we are going to be talking all things creativity. So if you're someone who's like, I'm afraid, or I can't value my worth, and I struggle with charging for my creativity, or whatever it may be, this is the time to join the Elevated Life Membership Club, because we're going to be diving into creativity in the month of October. And it just is so perfect because I love to be creative and I love October, and
loves fall.
I'm so excited. It's like literally my power season. So watch out, world. I'm coming. And my Oracle deck is going to be launched. It's just
magic times about. Have a great weekend.
So many amazing things. So much love to you. Hello, Sunny Souls. Love y'all. Hey, Megan, catching up with your comments. You're right. We don't need anybody to complete us, and then we can attract more complete people into our circle.
So true.
Bingo. I'm going to rewatch. So good. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, hello. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you guys next week on the Elevated Life series. Peace.
Thanks so much for tuning in to the Elevated Life podcast. Want more? Join us at theelevatedlifeclub.com for mindset upgrades, lifestyle hacks, and spiritual tools to elevate your soul.
Each month features a new masterclass, meditation, yoga practice, and more to help you transform your life one step at a time.
Come join the 7 or Above Club.